Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. Mike Jones here for Ellis County TV. Tonight I got a special guest, Lou King, and Lou, thanks for showing up, brother.
Appreciate you, Mike.
I've known you for, well, let me tell these people how I know you.
God.
So let me tell you how I first met Lou. Lou had a house over behind J.R. Irving.
Right.
And one night, or I guess early one morning, I used to work the mid shift. That's when we had, 8-hour shifts.
Right.
And I get a call to go out to this address because someone's got a shotgun fixing to shoot a trash man.
3 o'clock in the morning.
That's what it was. So I roll out there. I'm thinking, holy hell, somebody's going to shoot a trash guy, right? So I roll out there, and it's none other than Lou here. And Lou, you didn't have any gray hair that day.
I didn't have any gray hair.
I don't even think you had a shirt on.
Actually, I was in my underwear.
So the trash guy was coming too early, wasn't he? And the ordinance said 7 o'clock, I think.
It did, quiet hour, and
it was one of those that was getting the Dipsy dumpster, not
right.
just yeah.
And I had complained for about a year, and I got tired of it, and I lost my cool. And poor me and poor trash truck driver, I took my anger out on him with a 12 gauge.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, well, you didn't shoot him.
I didn't shoot him.
You didn't fire the weapon.
No.
But that was the first time I met you.
Right.
And I think that was the first time I've talked to you off the ledge, and we've had several conversations since then, haven't we?
We've had several. About 25 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the good thing. I always tell people, we're in the police business to help folks, and everybody's different. And that just so happens Lou was different that day, and he was, he needed help.
I always need help, Mike.
Special needs. No.
Yeah, I'm in that category.
Well, everybody, the reason why Lou is on tonight, unfortunately, is he's got an issue. There's an ordinance in Midlothian, the city of Midlothian, and it deals with parking of large equipment, large vehicles, I think is the way they
right.
And RVs.
RVs, towable vehicles.
I guess like a regular trailer too,
Well, the way they have explained to me is any recreational vehicle, towable or with an engine, a utility trailer, any kind of large vehicle such as a semi, cannot be parked.
Semi, I get.
Right.
I'm kind of with you on this thing about RVs the difference is with you is your driveway is actually off of Alpha Alley behind your house.
It is.
It's not on the side of your house.
It is not.
It's not in the front of your house.
It is in the alley.
It's in the alley behind your house.
Right.
It's a rear garage entry and old. They don't consider it Old Town, but I don't know why. It's Old Town where you're at.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And so several months ago, you called me because you got a letter from the code enforcement.
Right.
All right. Go ahead and tell people what the letter said. You don't have to be exact, but just kind of like the gist of the letter if you want.
About a year ago, December, matter of fact, of 18, got a letter from the code enforcement, and they had written me a warning to move the trailer off the premises within 10 days because it violated the code. So I got to digging and researching the code, and to my best I can come up with, where I'm parked is not a side issue. It is the rear which services off of the alley. However, I am on the corner. I'm a very high visible house from any direction you go.
And I think that's where they get you.
I think so. And the other issue is I've got two neighbors directly across the alley from me that, you remember the show Bewitched and Gladys Kravitz that was always peeking in the window trying to, get, that's what I've got behind my house, and
well, we can't pick and choose our neighbors.
We can't, or move, but no, I've got two neighbors that have pretty much dealt me grief ever since I've been living in this house at 2013. We built a fence, 6-foot fence, privacy fence, After that, we constructed a patio cover.
Yeah, it's really nice too.
Large patio cover, I'd say, with a fireplace.
Fireplace, yeah.
Right.
In fact, I saw your lights on the other day. I
Yeah.
told my wife, I said, I bet old Lou's out there getting romantic.
Oh, yeah. Many nights of music and, just, get together with friends and whatnot. Then a couple of years back, we had built a storage shed, an additional storage shed for Amy's hobby and her interests and stuff. And the city gave me a citation for that. Ended up having to build it bigger than what we had originally.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It started out 12 by 16, and then they wanted a 12 by 20 so that it would exceed the one that I already had built. So we did that. It ended up being 2-story, and needless to say, we ended up having to go to city council, ended up having to go to planning and zoning in order to get the height restriction is what they were mainly concerned, and the brick veneer. So we got all that.
So the height restriction, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm county, I'm not city ordinance, but the height restriction is no higher than the house roof itself. No,
the way they deemed that was no higher than any existing part of my house, which the chimney.
Oh, well, so
I'm 2 inches less than the chimney. So we got away with that, and everything was fine. They inspected it, and we're all got a green tag on that now. So,
and it's nice sitting out there,
oh
too.
my God, it's nice. And she can do whatever she wants to out there and not have to bring stuff inside and outside. So it's actually pretty nice for her crafts and hobbies. So anyway, the December of 18, got a letter, a notice to move the camper, which I did. I complied, and I did make a few pictures and addresses and turn them in because I was irritated and frustrated because I felt like they were singling me. And I still feel like that I'm a target to the city, code enforcement, that is. I keep getting, it seems like I've got a red cross on the back of my, my shirt, and here it is,
Yeah. Yeah, you got another letter. That's why we're here.
Got another letter last week. So
you texted me yesterday. Actually, you came by and you said that I wasn't here.
Tried to talk to you.
Try to talk to me, and then you sent me a message. And the message was, I wish I had my phone out here.
I've got mine.
Yes. Let's read what the message. And see, the reason why we're doing this is I want y'all to understand that laws are laws, code enforcement's code enforcement, but just because you can doesn't mean you should. Some people are different than other people, especially with the way they receive some things. And Lou is different than I am when it comes to this stuff, so it kind of concerned me when he texted me this.
I came by to talk with you, didn't see your SUV, county SUV. Just when you think everything is back to normal, a letter from code enforcement arrives once again. Mike, I'm really tired of this town and the people that run it, debating on which way I want to handle things. I don't have money for a legal team. However, I have plenty of other means. I think this town needs a really good wake-up. Either way I choose, I'll lose, though. So, just wanted to say thanks for being a friend and listening to me. Take care.
Okay. Now, that upset me, obviously, because I knew you were upset, but that's almost to me like a goodbye letter. That's what really scared me. And I know you're not the only one that takes things really hard. You try to, in your mind, you're doing the right thing, and then they single you out. That's the way it feels. Mm-hmm. And it's no different than bullying. I truly believe that. It's no different than bullying. If you're going to enforce an ordinance, enforce it across the board.
Do it for everybody.
Do it for everybody. I'm not saying that they're not, because I'm not involved in the city. I'm going by how you feel and how you perceived it. Is that fair enough?
Right.
So you went back out last night. I actually came by and your pickup was gone. Mm-hmm. And I went down to the police department to see if your pickup was in the parking lot, because that means your butt was going to be in jail.
No, I went by to get me something to eat.
Yeah, it wasn't there. But you had told me today when I texted you to see if you were okay, thank God you answered, because, you know, if you were in jail, you wouldn't have been able to answer. So you did answer, and you said, yeah, that you were okay.
You asked me, hey, brother, you okay? I said, hey, Mike, been better, just having hard times understanding people. I slept on my situation with the complaints, and guess I'll just take it up the arse. I don't like being singled out all the time, you know. Drove around town yesterday, took pics, and had 79 illegal trailers and vehicles that managed to escape the eyes of the code people. Imagine that. I could complain as well, but that's just going to make 79 more people upset.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I know you're not like that, and I'm not like that. You know what? We kind of shoulder whatever comes our way. You know, we don't put it on somebody else. But fortunately for us, we have some good city council members.
We do. We've got several good.
Yes, we do. So they know. I mean, bless their hearts. One guy can only do so much. You know, he can be outvoted or whatever.
Sure.
So it's not like he can change things. But what he can do is listen to you, try to come up with a solution. And I think you talked to Mike Rogers.
I have. So, Mike is a very, very good resource.
Yeah, and Mike, hats off to you, brother. You're a good man, and you're awesome for our city, and
Right.
thank you. But Mike told you that you're going to have to comply in a way, simple way.
Simple way.
But he said build a fence. Now that's a fix for this situation.
Right.
Is you build a privacy fence 6 foot high
And hide the trailer.
to hide the trailer. Yeah,
camper.
and that's what the ordinance says.
Right.
And Mike Rogers told you what?
He told me to basically get my plat for my house, go down the property line, and make sure that the trailer is enclosed, which I have. I've done all that. I'm getting ready to turn things over to the city for their approval on a fence revision. And Mike pretty much said, hey, build a fence, hide it. If you need some help, I'll help you.
If you need some help, I'll help you.
I'll help you.
That's a pretty good guy, man.
Mike is.
Yeah. So, really, I'm doing this show tonight just to show you guys that you're not alone out there if things are happening to you. If you have nosy neighbors, you know, we all know what a nosy neighbor is,
We do.
right? And I've got them too, brother.
You do.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
But, you know, don't be so serious about it that, you know, you're willing to just either hurt yourself, hurt somebody else, or, you know, break the law, because that's not who you are, Lou.
Right.
I mean, you're way past the garbage dumpster guy, right?
Mike, we all have attitudes, you know, and you know,
We all have personalities.
we all have personalities. Mine is a very peculiar personality, you know, and I've got the button that you can push, and sometimes that button gets pushed a little
Yeah. It
quicker
does.
than others. But,
Well, you always got us, brother.
you know, I've always got patience too, you know, and certain things I've got a lot of patience for. So,
Yeah.
it's just certain things that irritate me, as well with others. You know, other people has their push points as well.
Sure. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that we're going to be able to solve anything tonight,
Sure.
Lou, but I wanted to give you a vehicle to kind of air, you know, your feelings. And, you know, people of the city watch this,
Oh yeah.
you know, so I think you handled it real well. You know, I mean, I was worried about you, but when I talked to you today, you know, I think you said, I think your was, look, I slept on it, and I'm just going to let bygones be bygones, and
Right.
I'm going to just comply with whatever they're telling me to do.
I could make people in this town mad, you know, by turning them in, complaining, just like somebody else has. But what's that going to solve, Mike?
Yeah, nothing.
You know,
Nothing. I wouldn't do it.
so
And I'm a cop. You know, I mean, I don't have to enforce ordinances anyway.
right.
But, you know, when I was a cop, man, there's, again, you have to take everybody's situation individually. You know, does Lou have the money to go store that trailer somewhere? I don't know, but Lou knows.
Right.
And so if we kind of throw this down his throat, yeah, I mean, it could be the last straw. You know, he could have lost his wife. He could have lost his dog, friend, kid, whatever. And this was just the last straw of the big brother telling me what I can and can't do.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. We all have to follow laws and ordinances, but but we're America too. We can challenge these ordinances, and we can, but we have to do it the right way. Right. And I think you did. I think just continue calling me, and I'll talk you off the ledge every time.
I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate your friendship too, brother.
All right.
Anything you want to tell these people before we get off here? Keep
your head up. There's always a brighter day, and we live for tomorrow.
How's your family?
Family's doing better. Amy and I are getting along real well. Just took a vacation to Colorado and had a blast. Took some of the kids, most of the kids up there.
Did you take that RV with you?
No, we left the RV here. Unfortunately, that's what got me in this mess. So,
this is why I love having people on here, because you're just normal, real people,
right?
And I want people of this city and in this county to see these individuals, like I see them,
Right.
This is who we are.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody the other day about Joe Forbes. You remember him?
Oh, yeah.
He, my ex sister-in-law, I guess you could say, I still consider her a sister-in-law, but she was driving her car one time when Joe Forbes was walking down the road. He always walked in a suit and had that Bible.
Sure.
And that white hair and that white beard. He was part of Midlothian.
He was. He was Midlothian.
He was Midlothian, just like the guy that used to do the Hell Hitler stuff.
Oh, yeah, sitting on the square.
Still here, but he's part of Midlothian. And so anyway, my sister-in-law was driving down the road, and he collapses in front of her. And she stops her car. He bounces up, gets in her car, wants to ride down to the church.
Oh, my goodness.
She came right to the church. That was Joe Forbes. That was Midlothian. And a lot of you people weren't here at that time, but, you're our Midlothian now. So,
right.
And we're glad to have you.
Yeah.
Right?
Glad to have everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know everybody now. Used to know most everybody here, but I've been here almost 30 years.
Yeah.
I watched this town grow from 5,000 to what it is now.
Where'd you move from?
Waxahachie, actually. We were there 9 years, and I didn't want my kids in that school.
Yeah.
And so Midlothian had a really good school district. I still think Midlothian's got one of the best school districts.
From what I hear, they do. Yeah. And I don't have any kids in school anymore either, but yeah.
Yep.
All right, everybody, thank you for joining my friend Lou and me for this little session. If you got any questions, again, just give them to us. I'll get with Lou, and we'll get them answered for you, okay? Mike Rogers, Ted Miller, I can't name all you.
Clark Whitcliffe.
Yeah, Clark Whitcliffe.
Justin Kaufman.
Yep. Kaufman, and is Frizzell still on there?
No, he's off.
Okay. And Sibley?
He's still there.
Okay. Hey, guys, keep doing a good job. It's, you're doing a job that doesn't even pay for our benefit. So thank you, and we'll see you Semper Fi. Well, bye-bye.